Yo, unmute. Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Braxall Sports Complex as we are in match day 38 of the Renewable Jamaica Premier League in Mount Pleasant Football Academy and Molynes United. Give you the starting 11 in a few minutes, but Mount Pleasant certainly have put a good team in place for this encounter. And at starting team reads Safari Chambers, number 1 in goal, number 33 Shakib Dyer, number 3 Odin Pennycook, goal scorer in the last game, number 14 Captain Sule McCullough, 12 Timoni Bailey, 15 Kyle Ming, 26 Clifford Thomas, 7 Devontae Campbell, 9 Daniel Green, 29 Angelo Exilus, and number 8 Siobhan Walsh making it his first start. While for the Molynes United team, they start with number 55 Darren Donay, number 5 Enrique Gordon, 4 Quinn Thompson, 45 Sergini Frankson, 3 Stevon Johnson, 22 Captain Javon Brown, 6 Romario McPherson, 11 Rashawn Livingston, 25 Dumar McCluckin, 9 Tyreek Wilson, and up front number 7 Michael Graham. As about 3 minutes into this encounter, as the ball is turned over by Dyer to Quinn Thompson, who comes up in the park, finds Michael Graham, who's been hounded by McCullough, back to Thompson, and that's put into touch by Kyle Ming. So it's a throw to Molynes United.
So early in the piece of some
Molynes United is a team in yellow, while Pleasant Football Academy is in blue. Ball played out to Romario McPherson. Ooh, that's a poor pass, but Enrique Gordon wins it and plays it to McCluckin, who finds back Enrique Gordon. Here is Gordon. Lots of time on the ball. Comes outside to Tyreek Wilson, who comes inside, but finds Clifford Thomas, who comes back out to Devontae Campbell, who plays back Clifford Thomas. Thomas comes to Pennycook. Back to Chambers. Here is Pennycook. Comes forward, but headed out by Enrique Gordon. Comes back to Devontae Campbell, who's been hounded by Gordon. And referee Nerissa Golson says that's a foul. Enrique Gordon, the guilty party on that occasion. Mount Pleasant starts back. Comes all the way to Kyle Ming. Ming over to Exilus. Already has a goal for this Mount Pleasant team. Comes back to Clifford Thomas. Over to Timoni Bailey. Bailey. Ball is intercepted by McCluckin. Finds Tyreek Wilson. Wilson goes for a delightful ball over to find Rashawn Livingston. He has Kyle Ming for company. Here's Livingston. Goes down the left-hand side. Looking for a cross. Blocked by Ming and goes into touch for a corner. Ming seems to be having some challenge with his ankles, but that one goes into touch for a corner, and Ming is going to receive some treatment as we speak. And Livingston is a very pacey player, is Rashawn Livingston. I suppose that won't be for too long as Ming. Duxley's up. Here is Livingston. Comes in with a corner. Punched out by Chambers. Only as far as Tyreek Wilson. Here's Wilson. Floats this one back in, but Chambers hits the post and goes back out. And attempted control by Javon Brown. Missed there. Shavon watches in possession. Comes back to Captain McCullough. Over to Kimoni Bailey. Here is Bailey. Finds back McCullough and back to Clifford Thomas. So gets a little bit of press from Michael Graham and all is back with Tafari Chambers now. Mount Pleasant avoided a scare just now. But here is Enrique Gordon. Comes to Javon Brown. One time pass over. Looking for Tyreek Wilson. Good pass. Here is Wilson. Back to Enrique Gordon. Gordon plays it through. Looking for Rashawn Livingston, but overcooked. And goes into touch for a goal kick. So, really the first one more action. So, Pleasant avoiding a scare there. But here is Pennycook. Already scored a goal for this Mount Pleasant team. And though it was in a losing cause, you would be happy to have gotten on the score sheet. And here is ball looking for Walsh, but Sergini Frankson was first to that one. Picks his pocket. The referee says that he did that illegally. So it's free kick to Molynes. Played forward by Stevan Johnson, but all the way back to Chambers. Chambers comes over to Pennycook. Here is Pennycook. Lots of options. Goes to McCullough. One time to Kyle Ming. Oh, lovely turn by Ming, but footwork not sorted out there. Here is Michael Graham. Comes over to Livingston. Livingston finds Graham. Oh, lovely work by the former Wolmer's Manning Cup player. Here's Wilson. Here's Livingston, and Dyer was over in a jiffy to put that one into touch. It's corner number 2 for Molynes. We have certainly started this encounter on the front foot. And put over by Livingston. But the referee says that's an advantage. Here is Angelo Alexilos. Lovely pass to Daniel Green. Oh, steps over, but doesn't get a good connection. There is Green. Here's Sergini Frankson. Plays Enrique Gordon. Here is Gordon. Comes over to Tyreek Wilson. Wilson plays it back to Gordon. Lovely interplay there. And attempted cross from Gordon off the face of Clifford Thomas. So it's another corner to Molynes. That's their third in this one. Played over, but Chambers will comfortably claim that one. Goes forward to Shavon Walsh. Here is Walsh. Lovely work by Walsh, but his pass to Daniel Green was not well sorted out and cleared by Molynes United's goalkeeper Darren Denai. And he was looking to spring Tyreek Wilson there, but wasn't the best of passes, and it goes into touch. Here is Pennycook. Lots of time on the ball. Comes forward to Clifford Thomas. Thomas over to Devontae Campbell. Just inside the Molynes half. Here's Campbell to Captain McCullough. McCullough to Clifford Thomas. Back to Pennycook. Here is Pennycook forward, looking for Ming. But that's going to be collected by Donai. And played forward. Pennycook heads this one out. Michael Graham trying to win that, but McCullough outsmarted him there. And here is Rashawn Livingston looking to play this one forward, but it's off McCullough. Ming to Exilus. Exilus gets away from Quinn Thompson. Plays this ball forward to Siobhan Walsh. All by himself. Walsh goes for a pass! And at the back post, Devontae Campbell. Oh, that was some lovely work from Siobhan Walsh there. Devontae Campbell should have done a lot better with that effort. Should have really done a lot better with that effort. Devontae Campbell. That was a lovely ball played through by Siobhan Walsh. And it just played behind. Safari Chambers is down with an injury. And
seems to have a challenge.
we have a pause in play. Poor effort by Darren Denai. That ball was headed straight to him and it burst through his fingers. And with Mount Pleasant have taken the lead. And it's Molynes United 0. Mount Pleasant Football Academy 1. That was a good corner from Angelo Exila. Ball came straight to Donai. And really ought not to be conceding those goals at this level, as McPherson was looking to find Enrique Gordon, but he smashed that one into touch.
So,
Here is 15 minutes on the clock. And Molynes
first,
Mount Pleasant Football Academy gets a goal.
first one, I think Molynes had all of 3.
Here is Enrique. Here is Kumar McCloughan. Here is Enrique Gordon coming forward. Gordon, lots of space, but he's being hounded by Daniel Green. Here is quick control by Livingston, and Enrique Gordon followed up with a shot. More ambition than anything else. That one goes into touch. And we're about 17 minutes gone in this encounter. And it's Molynes United 0, Mount Pleasant Football Academy 1. Here is excellent goal. Intercepted by Rashawn Livingston. Here is Michael Graham on his way.
Right to the middle.
Lots of space.
Went
for a shot on goal.
Gave him the opportunity to come to the middle.
But goes out for a goal kick. Didn't even get a shot on target. That was poor from Michael Graham. Peter, it's a no sound.
As an opportunity.
Still, you're not hearing any sound, Peter? Let me know if you're hearing any sound. See your comment on some sound. Oh, respect Fresh God. No, Fresh God, you know something? I have some problem with the app. App seems to be giving some real problem there. It was working today before the game, and then yeah. People, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Fresh God, share up the live, bro. Here is, so it's 1-0. Just about 18 or 19 minutes gone in this one. Here is Clifford Thomas. It's 1-0 in favor of Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Goal scored in the 17th minute by Odin Pennycook. And Graham intercepts. Fresh God, me up in the score. Looking for Chevron to watch. Here is Excellus. Here is Excellus. That one was blocked by Stephon Johnson. Here is Wilson trying to get around Bailey, but not successful. Here is Clifford Thomas. Comes over to goal scorer Pennycook.
Must be like a striker here.
Nice ball to Kyle Ming, who was playing in a very advanced role. Here is Angelo Excellus. Comes forward, but just straight to Stephon Johnson, who looking to find Tyreek Wilson.
No pressure. Let's leave it away.
Here is Daniel Green taking possession. Comes the Bailey. Let's fly. Just wide. Actually missed by a lot more than that.
Even when he's playing in the left full back position, and somehow we knew a shot was at the target.
Here is Bailey, comes to intercept that one to Devontae Campbell. Lots of space and time. Here is the winger. Campbell comes inside, goes to Kimoni Bailey, but into traffic. Kimoni Bailey. Oh, he must be loving life here in this game. Less than a minute apart, and he's had 2 shots. And until he's getting closer by the minute. Goal was scored in the 17th minute by Odin Pennycook. So it's Mount Pleasant Football Academy 1, Molynes United 0. Here is Captain McCullough looking for Devontae Campbell, but successful in that one. Molynes looking to go forward, but the referee says that's a foul.
This time was some acrobatic stuff actively regarding against Cavalier. This time, after that defender's goal, was rising lines really into the hands of the knight, who did not want it, so we let it go in the goal. And that's what separates.
Here is Penny Cook. Comes over to Angelo in Excellence. To Ming. Back to Excellence. Loses out. Javon Brown. Comes to Queen Thompson. And he's bundled over by Captain McCullough.
Keeping our eyes on Kyle Ming doesn't seem to be very comfortable. So going on as it were. Very young bench here with
ball played forward, looking for Wilson, but really he's going to head this one back to Chambers, who holds it for Daniel Green. Lovely control by Green, who looks to find Devontae Campbell, but never misplaced pass. Enrique Gordo comes back to Sergini Frankson, who puts it forward, looking for Tyreek Wilson. Lovely control by Wilson. Wilson looking for Livingston, but overcooked. And collected by Chambers, who pulls it out to Kenny Cook, who plays over to Shaquille Dyer to Bailey. Bailey comes all the way back to Clifford Thomas. Comes out to Excellence. Here's Excellence. Back to Penny Cook. Behind to Chevron Walsh. Here's Walsh. Lots of time. Lovely attempted pass by Walsh. But Enrique Gordon heads that one out for a corner.
Monteza would have scored from the first corner of the game, corner number 2.
Second corner to Monteza. Scored from the first corner. Excellence was on corner duty there. He's not here. There is Daniel Green. Green comes to Devontae Campbell. Campbell plays it inside to Walsh. Oh, he almost got in there, but that one straight to Donai. Here is Tyreek Wilson.
Looks like a good pass.
And the referee says Ming impeded Rashawn Livingston there. Here is McPherson. Impressed by Walsh. Comes to Michael Graham. Here's Graham. Has Excellence for company. Goes past him. And gets a corner. Much of the disappointment of the Mount Pleasant Football Academy fans and players. But referee Bolson not perturbed. Here is Livingston. This is Molynes, not his fourth corner. Livingston comes over. Headed out by Penny Cook. And Dyer helps with the cleanup effort. Comes up to Chevron Walsh. Here's Walsh. Lots of time. Not as much as he thinks. Enrique Gordon was quick to get to that one. Here's Quinn Thompson looking to line up for a shot, but Walsh came back and did some good defensive work. Here is Devontae Campbell. Ball played through by Daniel Green. Here's Campbell. Back to Green. Here's Green on the left. And just while actually that went out, that missed by a lot more than it was made to seem, as we're going to have a water break. We're going to have a water break now. And Molynes United, oh, their defensive unit must really feel a little bit let down by the goal they conceded. Not playing too badly, but Penny Cook will be a happy man.
Back to the action there. Well,
And back to live action here. Back to
just saying, care about
live action here as and ball played out by Molynes. Here is Dumar. He just want to Tyreek Wilson who looks to find Rashawn Livingston. He's gonna have to get on his bike. Gets there. Good speed shown by Livingston there. Comes inside, finds Michael Graham. Here's Graham. Weaving his way through the defense line. Michael Graham. Lovely interplay there by Molynes United, but Dyer and the shot by Livingston left a lot to be desired. Was a poor option. Here is Mount Pleasant by way of Clifford Thomas, the former Mocha FC player. Comes to Devontae Campbell. Took him on Bailey. Here is Clifford Thomas. Has been having some lovely games for Mount Pleasant since joining recently. Here is Pennycook. Comes over to Exelos. He's an exciting player, Exelos. Very swift. Here he is. Comes back to Kyle Ming. And Ming goes to Clifford Thomas. Thomas to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey being hounded by Dumar McClacken. Kimoni Bailey comes all the way back to Shaquille Dyer. You can hear the Molynes United coach barking instructions. Here's Kimoni Bailey. Goes over the top, but headed out by and it's a throw to Molynes. Angela Exelos is not happy with that. He thinks he should have gotten that to Wayne Thompson. Comes forward to Rashawn Livingston. Livingston plays it forward, looking for Graham. Graham gets a little bit ahead of Dyer, but Chambers was alert and came to mop up that one quickly. Here is Kimoni Bailey. Comes to Clifford Thomas. Clifford plays this one over, looking for McCullough, but Donai was there and caught that one. Holds it out to Sergini Frankson. You know, very long-standing servant for the Molynes United team. Here is Queen. Gets around Exelos, but his touch was a little bit heavy. Clifford Thomas intercepts and plays to Exelos. Here's Ming. Moves past Michael Graham. Finds Chevron Watch. Oh, he has been having some good lookings. Come to. Here's Watch. Gets a pass from Daniel Green. He was looking to let fly there, but wasn't able to smash it. And goes into touch for a corner. Oh, you would have loved to get a good connection there, Dave. And Ming is down. He's been showing some discomfort from the first half. And I think Mount Pleasant are going to make a substitution. I think Earl Dennis is going to come in to replace Ming. He's been warming up for a while. So the national under 17 defender, Earl Dennis, Axel Exelos straight to the nine. Didn't catch that one time, did Darren Denai, but he handled it a lot better than the first one. Here is Wilson looking for Enrique Gordon. Plays it one forward. Gordon has Daniel Green for company. Gordon comes all the way back to Tyreek Wilson. Wilson looking to go across and find Graham, but wasn't successful. Here is McCullough. Plays this one out to Devontae Campbell. Halfway line he is. Looking to get on his bike, but Gordon was very disciplined to get back into a defensive position there as we're awaiting the substitution to take place. Mount Pleasant are momentarily down to 10 players. Here is Dyer over to Angelo Alexilos. Alexilos to McCullough. McCullough slips him through, but McPherson was there. So player number 15, Kyle Ming, is replaced by Earl Dennis. Dennis would have been a part of the national under-17 team that failed to qualify for the under-17 World Cup earlier in the year, but he's a really good player. Here is Excelos with another corner. Finds Pennycook again, but heads this one down. Seems as if Pennycook and Excelos do a lot of personal training. It's his second corner, and he's managed to pick him out at the back. Did Angelo Excelos. So as Donai plays this one forward, headed up by Bailey. Comes down to Devontae Campbell, who's been hounded by McLaughlin. Here is Walsh, played through by Green, but the referee says that's offside. The Mount Pleasant keeper not happy with that. Oh, that's a good ball from Wilson. A little bit overcooked. Finds Rashawn Livingston, who has Earl Dennis for company. Here's Livingston. Comes forward. Finds Tyreek Wilson. Wilson tries to go to the legs of Pennycook. Not successful. Here's Wilson weaving his way around. Javon Brown wins it, but only as far as Clifford Thomas, who was looking to find Excelos, but he didn't measure him that much. Excelos a little bit over 5 feet. He was never gonna get that one. So Quinn Thompson has a throw. Looks for Javon Brown. Finds him. Wilson. Livingston to Brown. Back to McLaughlin. Goes over to Enrique Gordon. Here is Gordon. Finds Tyreek Wilson. Wilson all the way out to McLaughlin. That's a good ball. Here's McLaughlin, but blocked by Sule McCullough. Here's McLaughlin. And at some time finds Tyreek Wilson, but his touch is heavy. But he still maintains possession. Here's Wilson. Goes inside, looking to find Javon Brown. But that one goes into touch for a throw. As we see Nicholas Nelson entering the park, not a part of today's match day squad. Here is Walsh. Sorry, this is Dyer to McCullough. And comes to Chevon Walsh, who is being hounded by Stevan Johnson. And referee is gonna have a talking to Stevan Johnson, the man they call Cooter, former Mona High School Manning Cup winner here at Molynes. And he's back to Mark Walsh now. Referee Golson letting him know that was it. Next time he tries something of that nature, he's gonna find himself in the book. And here is Pennycook. Comes forward to Walsh. Walsh always seems to have a lot of space and time. Pennycook to Dennis. to Excelos. Lovely chip pass to Pennycook. Here is Pennycook looking to make a pass, but not so well done. Here is Romario McPherson. Plays this one out to Rashawn Livingston, to Tyreek Wilson. Wilson in possession. Finds Enrique Gordon. Here is Gordon. Looking to, comes back to Wilson and he loses possession to Devonta Campbell. Comes to Dyer. Dyer to Daniel Green. Over to Captain McCullough. Back to Pennycook. He's been seeing a lot of the ball. Here is Angelo Alexilos. Comes inside. Not a lot of press by the Molynes players there. Finds Daniel Green. Shifts it over to Walsh. Here is Siobhan Walsh being tackled by Sergini Frampton. Here is Walsh. Keeps possession and finds Earl Dennis. Dennis to McCullough. McCullough back to Dennis. Dennis comes back to Pennycook. So Present is okay with just keeping possession of the ball and not doing too much. Here is Daniel Green. Back to the halfway line. He comes. Kimoni Bailey to Green. Poor pass by Bailey there. But Mount Pleasant maintains possession, but referee goes and says that was not by the letter of the law. Mount Pleasant Football Academy have already wrapped up this regular season title. And of the two teams, it's Molynes United that really want some points here because they are in danger of being relegated. That ball goes into touch. And here is Pennycook. They just want to forward to Earl Dennis. I think that one hit his hand. And Pennycook wasn't sure and he decided to boot that one into touch. And here is Enrique Gordon. That is actually a delightful pass through to Tyreek Wilson. Attempted cross, but Mount Pleasant quickly mopped up that one. Here is Excelos to Earl Dennis. Hasn't looked out of place since coming onto the pitch, I must say. Earl Dennis also plays some Mount Pleasant in the elite under 17 competition where they're in the final. They'll play Harbour View, I think on Friday of this week. Here is Dyer. Finds Kimoni Bailey. Bailey does some lovely skill there to find Siobhan Walsh. Walsh still in possession. Very strong on the ball is Siobhan Walsh. And Earl Dennis comes over to Excelos. Excelos, the man they call Wabby. Oh, moves past Wayne Thompson. Here is Angelo Excelos. Comes to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey puts it on his right, looking to line up a shot, but too much weaving and turning there from Kimoni Bailey. And in the end, didn't get a shot. Here's Siobhan Walsh. Plays this one off to Daniel Green, the 12-goal man. Comes out to Devonta Campbell. Here's Campbell looking for a shot, but not possible. She gets the shot off now, and then you can go on the blocks it. And Tyreek Wilson clears it and gets a throw. This game is quite open. This game is really open. And Mount Pleasant maintain the lead. As Molynes look to come forward, but and we ask the persons who join the live stream to just hit the like button. Really would appreciate your support in that platform. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, as here is ordained Pennycook. Forward to Chevron Walsh. All by himself is Walsh. Gets there and comes all the way back to Pennycook. Here's Exelos, who was inverted, looking to go forward but intercepted. Michael Graham out, foxed by Clifford Thomas. Here is Dennis. And Molynes win possession to Wayne Thompson, but he just gives the ball back to Clifford Thomas, who lets Exelos go. Here's Exelos looking to get a shot, but Sergini Frankson is there all the time and manages to clear it only as far as Shaquille Dyer. And Dyer to Clifford Thomas. Here is Kimoni Bailey. Bailey. Inverted. Green. Here's Daniel Green. And he was hugged by Molynes United and ball is taken quickly. But Darren Donai went down just in time, and the Mount Pleasant fans are not happy. They were about to unleash an attack on Molynes United there, and Donai, sensing that, I imagine, is the reason why he went down, but the referee had no choice but to bring a halt to play. We have some more score updates, as Harborview are now 2 goals ahead of their Phoenix United, whose relegation fate has already been sealed. And this win, I think, all but ensures Harborview will play top flight football next season. Tivoli Gardens, they went ahead in the 9th minute over Chapelton Maroons by virtue of an own goal from Javel Ellis. And Molynes United, they went behind in the 17th minute, courtesy of a headed goal by Odin Pennycook. Actually, Harborview, they are now leading Vera Phoenix United by 3 goals to nil. First goal scored in the 7th minute by Trayvon Reed. And Timar Lewis has a brace in the 24th and 45th minute. So it's Harborview 3, Phoenix United 0. I think by virtue of that lead, Harborview would have secured their space in top flight football. Referee indicates a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played in the first half. And it's still 0-0 between Montego United and Cavalier. Racing and Humber Lion are also 0-0. Waterhouse and Arnett 0-0. And in the Portmore derby between Portmore United and Dunby Holding, score remains 0-0 as well. So here is Clifford Thomas. Comes over to Kimoni Bailey. Over to Daniel Green. And back to Pennycook. Buzzing with confidence, looking for Chevron Walsh. That's a delightful control by Walsh. Comes back to Devonta Campbell. Campbell weaving his way around, but they weren't on the same wavelength there. Campbell was looking to play back Walsh. I think Walsh should have gone for a shot when he controlled that ball, as here is McLaughlin. Comes forward looking to find Tyreek Wilson, but Dyer is there and gets some help from Kimoni Bailey. He goes back to Dyer. And Dyer comes to Captain McCullough. McCullough over to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey going for a pass. Back to McCullough. Good work from the skipper. Comes out to Pennycook. He's gonna goes back to Dyer. Molynes isn't really offering much intent Here is Dyer. Delightful pass through to Devontae Campbell. Here is Campbell, but and good tackle there by Stephon Johnson. That was some good defensive work, and Gordon was looking to find Wilson, but here's Clifford Thomas to McCullough. McCullough comes over to Earl Dennis. Here's Dennis to Exilus. Exilus back to Dennis. Back to Clifford Thomas. Thomas to Pennycook. And goes over to Dyer. Nothing much in terms of press being offered by Molynes. Here is Devontae Campbell looking to send Walsh forward, but that pass was overcooked. And Danai will cover that one. Maybe a few seconds away from the halftime whistle as the sun gives us a break here. Hoping the weather will remain as is. That would be pleasant. Molynes United are lining up to go for the halftime, and that's the halftime whistle. So referee goes to brings the first half to an end. At the end of the first half, it's Molynes United 0, Mount Pleasant Football Academy 1, courtesy of a goal scored in the 17th minute by Odin Pennycook. And definitely will be looking. So we're gonna end this stream, and we will resume the second half in short order.